Hey everyone, Ryan the Kryptonian Collector back with you again, and today guys we have a bit of a preview video. Recently Prime 1 Studios revealed its next level showcase, revealed one of two Superman statues that they're working on, and the one today that we're going to be previewing is the Henry Cavill Superman from Zack Snyders Justice League. Now this one was a bit of a shock to me, so I honestly didn't expect to see it, but I'm just going to get into it. We're going to look at some of the photos released, the clip released, and we'll get into what I think of this statue. All right, so before we get too far into this preview, I did want to say that Prime 1 Studios has blown my mind with this reveal. I couldn't believe that they were making another 1/3 scale Henry Cavill Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And what's even crazier is they read my bloody mind. Honestly, for years since the first one came out in, I believe, 2022, the first black suit 1/3 scale, I've been talking to friends and collectors about how I wished they had have changed the pose up on the black suit Superman 1/3. Not that I don't like the pose, but I have the colored suit Superman, the same exact pose, and I found it a little bit lackluster when they decided to do the same. But I loved the color of the suit and I loved the character so much, I pre-ordered it and got in on time to get that one. Fast forward to now, Prime 1 is absolutely ticking off a wish list item, and I don't know, but I may have to pre-order this one too. All right, so I'm going to look at the photos up close on this, getting right into it. So first and foremost, the S shield is first and foremost right in front of the statue, as it should be. I find this one is more pronounced and out there. Behind the S glyph, though, you can see some reminiscent Kryptonian technology. Could be reminiscent of when he went to the ship and got his suit. As we all remember, he was walking through the Kryptonian scout ship and got his new black suit. It does look, I'd have to say the color of the base and the style of the under part of the base looks a lot in line with the original Justice League 1/3 scale releases and the release of the Darkseid and Steppenwolf statues as well. So it'll fit nicely, I think, in with the other statues in the line if you have more. Going up to just above the bottom part of the base, you can see there's some rubble and destruction above there, but I think I can see exactly what it is. You see the mother box activated going into the clear liquid in the Genesis pod or the Genesis chamber. And the part that leads up above the mother box is definitely the platform that the League was standing on when they were trying to resurrect Clark. So overall, the base is a really good storytelling piece. It's telling exact moment that Superman was resurrected. Obviously, the statue shows a different part of that resurrection, but the bottom piece of the base itself, is showing the exact time, moment that Superman was resurrected. Mind you, he went kind of crazy and tried to kill the League after he was first resurrected, but yeah, he was dead, so I guess. But look at the detail and the destruction. And, just talking to you guys now, you can really see it. There's the Genesis pod and the platform. And as you can see, his foot is coming out of that platform as he goes up into the sky at the second part of his resurrection. I like to think of it as Clark Kent's resurrection was first. Superman's resurrection came a little bit later once Clark was back with us. So this kind of symmetry with the statue base and statue is kind of nice. All right, moving up from the base, we now have the full statue in view. The boots are the first thing you notice. I don't know about the boots right now. I feel like those might be a little off, and I hope I'm wrong. I mean, it still looks good, but I think the boots are a little too bronzy in the photo I'm seeing right now. I'm going to have to look at a couple other photos just to make sure I'm not just seeing things. And I'm sure it could just be the lighting at the time of the photo taken of this one. But you take a look at the two-tone of the boots. It looks more like bronze gray from this angle. Again, I don't know if that is going to be the actual production color, but it is a little bit concerning at this time. Hopefully they fix any colors if needed or tweak them in production, before production rather. But looking at the pose, let's just take a look at the pose. They picked one of the best poses they could have put this piece in. Superman is resurrected after Clark Kent was, flies up into the atmosphere and is soaking in all those solar rays. Just love it. It was a great scene in the film. Jor-El and Jonathan Kent talk to him about how it's time for him to fly again, and he soars up there. So I really do like the pose, and I really am loving so far the duality between the base and the piece itself, the statue piece itself. Clark Kent's resurrection below, up into Superman's. Very cool, I think. I'm really liking it. I really don't know what else to say on this one. Just that I think they picked one of the best 2 or 3 poses they could have put this piece in. All right, so moving up from the suit, we are going to take a look at the head sculpt. Now, the one thing I want to say about Prime 1 Studios, if there's an issue with a piece, a similar piece before, they will improve on later pieces or later characters. If it's the same character, they improve. So I have high hopes for these head sculpts because there are 2 for this piece. So there are head sculpts coming out with this one, and I'm very excited about both. Let's just take a look at the first one. The likeness to Henry Cavill on the regular head sculpt is amazing. The one big thing I'm worried about, of course, I know that they keep improving, but I really hope that they don't let their guard down and somehow the paint apps get messed up or the shading or the tone. I really hope this is 100% accurate with the way Henry Cavill looked in the film in this scene. So I would like to also point out the inert Henry Cavill head sculpt. I didn't have high hopes for it. I didn't know if it was going to look as good as the production in that, but it did. So I do, again, have high hopes that Prime 1 will be able to improve upon past pieces. I have the colored suit Justice League Abomination version. I have the black suit from Zack Snyders Justice League. They improved greatly from the Justice League to Zack Snyders Justice League versions, so I have hope for this one. So we're going to look at the other one now. Heat Vision head sculpt. Yes, I am so glad that they added light up LEDs in the head sculpt. This is one big thing that I found was missing from both the colored version suit and the black suit. Now, it's one thing to have the exact same piece, but it's another thing to have the exact same piece and still not improve upon it to a point where I believe you can make it different enough, which is exactly what we got. We got the colored suit turned black without very many differences. And they took away the mother box in that one, but that's fine because I already had the mother box. But the Heat Vision head sculpt on this one looks absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the fact that they have LEDs in there just makes it 100 times better for me. If I get this piece, that is the head sculpt I'm going to have. I don't know. I'm looking at the mouth on him, and I believe it's a little bit different than it was in the scene, but not different enough for me to not enjoy a head sculpt that looks like this one. So again, I'm really hoping that production can get this one right out of the box. I have faith. I really do. But that head sculpt has to be it. And as for the Heat Vision head sculpt, I'm also hoping that instead of batteries, and I know this is probably a crazy hope and a tall order, but I'm really hoping there's a USB port on the back of a boot or the back of the base, just so that we don't have to worry about batteries. I hate batteries in collectibles. my half-scale Black Suit Superman has the batteries for the lights in the base. The Dark Side Prime 1/3 scale has batteries. You take the head off and you pop the batteries in, and there's a little switch, which I'm assuming is what this one's going to be. But I am hoping they put some like sort of contact so that when you plug the head in, you can automatically go boom, press a button somewhere hidden on the base, and his eyes will light up. I think that would make this piece just pop, and would be such a better idea. I mean, I'm sure the price point would go up on it, but I just feel like a lot of collectors would pay for that. Press a button on it to have it light up and not have to worry about batteries leaking acid or changing out batteries every however many hours. As it is, I barely use the ones in the base on my half scale or in the head of my Dark Side piece. But again, I'm just absolutely happy about the head sculpt with the heat vision. And I'd also like to mention that I'm really happy. It looks like they're adding a little base for the head sculpt you don't use. Right now, I have the 1/3 scale Tech Suit Batman and my Supermans without any kind of base for the extra head sculpts. So they either stay in the box or I have to have them safely tucked away in storage when I could have them on display and just switch it up depending on my mood. So I think if that is an additional piece, which it looks like it is, I think that'll be a nice touch as well. All right, so that's our overall look at the statue. Now, am I going to order this thing? You're damn right I'm going to be ordering this thing. The problem for me right now is this would be my third 1/3 scale Henry Cavill Superman. So right now, especially with money being tight and space being at a premium in my collection room, my entertainment room, I'm going to have to sell my other 1/3 scale Black Suit Superman. Now, I was thinking about selling the colored suit 1/3 scale, but honestly, I don't have another colored suit Henry Cavill, and I still wanted a colored version represented in my collection. So it only makes sense to take the Zack Snyders Justice League version, sell it, and put that money towards the resurrection version of the statue. Now you may ask, which company are you going to go with, Prime One or Sideshow? Right now, I'm leaning towards Sideshow. Why? Because of the cost of shipping, to be honest. I think that Sideshow will have it up about $50 to $100 more, but that will probably still save me $200 in shipping. And considering the US dollar is absolutely killing the Canadian right now, I think Sideshow for me makes the most sense. Although I do believe I still have some credit with Prime One. I don't think it outweighs the amount that I would get by going through Sideshow. All right, everyone. So those are my thoughts on the brand new Prime One Studios Superman Resurrection statue. I can't wait for this piece to be released. I'm hoping it goes up on pre-order. I'm guessing it's going to go on pre-order in the new year, in January at some point. When it does, I will be posting it to my socials, so go find me there and follow me. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to be picking this piece up. Please leave a like rating if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it. You can follow me on all my social media channels. They will be listed below. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Vero, Facebook, X. All links will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video. Just wanted to leave a little bit of a side note. I realized now when I was speaking about the boots being a more bronze color, I believe it's because he is flying up to the sun, so I'm not 100% sure whether this was intentional by Prime One or if it is off color, but I just wanted to put that in there. I don't know if they're going for he's actually soaking up the solar rays kind of feel with the boots. But I would have assumed that it would show more as well in the S shield and the rest of the suit. It just seems odd that the boots alone are the different shade of gray rather than the cape having a little bit of it as well. But again, I just wanted to correct that, because I did realize afterwards that it's very possible that they turned the silver colored boots into bronze because he is facing the sun and soaking up the rays. So I don't know exactly what they're doing with the coloring, but I'm very, again, hopeful that they'll get it right upon production.